All right, joining me right now on MMA Junkie is the Division 1 Championship world champion, middleweight and light heavyweight champion of the world for one championship, the Burmese Python, Aung La N Sang. Aung, how are you, sir? First off, whereabouts in the world are you? Are you down in Florida right now?
Yeah, I'm in Florida, in Lake Worth. I train out of Fort Lauderdale, so South Florida. Yeah.
And first off, before we sort of get into the fight stuff, how have things been down there? I know Florida's been pretty hard hit by the whole coronavirus thing, but it looks like things are starting to open up again soon.
Yes, it is. We've been on lockdown since like middle of March. We haven't been able to go to gyms, since middle of March. And then last couple of weeks, we've been training with small groups, in private sessions. But it's supposed to be opening up soon, so I'm excited about that. But everything else is good. I'm healthy. Been training good. Even though we have limited place. We're still training in the backyard, training as much as we can.
And with obviously one championship being over there in Asia, I'm guessing that there's a chance that they might open up a little bit earlier than perhaps some of the American promotions. I mean, have you been given any kind of indication of a likely return date? I know it's kind of tricky right now, but have they given you a rough idea?
Well, I'm on schedule for May 29th. How likely that's going to happen, I'm not so sure. But I'm supposedly on schedule for May 29th on the one championship schedule. So.
And that's the Vitaly Bigdash fight, is that right?
Yes, that's supposed to be a Vitaly Bigdash fight, but to me it doesn't really matter. I'll be ready for whoever.
He's obviously a pivotal name in your career, right? You had that short notice fight with him to start with, your first title opportunity. Didn't quite get it done, but you did well enough that they wanted to give you a proper opportunity with a full camp, and you took full advantage, and it's been full steam ahead for you since then.
Yeah. The first bout that we had with him, we had about 2 weeks notice, and on the contract I said I had a contract, a rematch clause in there. If I were to lose, I would get a rematch. Since I was, kind of saving the show at that time, so I made it on the contract that if I were to lose, I would get an immediate rematch.
And it's been absolutely huge for you since then, right? So you're just about the biggest star on the one championship roster, and you're. I don't know. I mean, anybody who's seen your fights in Yangon in particular are, they're blown away by your walkout and the entrance. It's an atmosphere almost unlike anything we've seen sort of over in the West. Maybe a Conor McGregor fight in Dublin might compare. I don't know in terms of atmosphere. From your perspective, talk us through the experience of actually walking out in front of a crowd like that and knowing that you've got an entire nation behind you.
It's crazy, man. You gotta be really mentally strong for that. When you're in your locker room, people want to take pictures with you. When you're like, even the security, people want to take pictures with you. Everybody expects you to win. Everybody wants you to win. Like even the medical staff, they want you to win. All these Burmese medical staff, all the staff there, everybody in the show wants you to win. So it's a lot of pressure. But so you got to be really mentally strong and mentally focused to be able to perform to the best of your ability. For me, I've had a lot of previous losses, and I've had to really work with a sports psychologist, and it's really helped me out to be able to detach myself from that everybody's expectation, and then just going out there and performing and doing my best. But it is crazy, it's like a scene from Mad Max, where all the people are in the arena, everybody wants you to win. They're cheering, they got those glow sticks and they're going crazy. It's pretty epic. The seats fill, from the bottom to the top. It's everybody, every seat is filled, and it's filled to the brim, and it's really crazy and loud. But you have to go in there and be able to perform. So,
and your sort of celebrity back there in Myanmar sort of extends beyond the cage as well. You're one of the most prominent names over there, and you're having audiences with higher ups in government and all the rest of it. I mean, how do you cope with that side of the attention that you get? I mean, dealing with it as a sportsman is one thing, but then as a global, or sorry, a national hero and a role model, that's a whole different level.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's a lot of like expectation. You know, from after every match, like the government comes and see me, and they like they gave me a prize. You know, and it's really nice. Um, it also gives me an opportunity to, especially nowadays, you know, everybody's like so negative. Like it's a way for me to show, you know, some positivity through the sports, and also to bring in, you know, to unite Myanmar together. You know, Burma or Myanmar is really divided because of all the ethnic groups, you know, and I myself is an ethnic, you know, minority in Myanmar. So for me to be able to, you know, show that, you know, if we work together, if we come together, that we can have a better future. You know, it's a great opportunity for me. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's always very noticeable, you know, how seriously you take that side of it, as well as the fighting, and you know, it's a challenge for you, I'm sure. But one championship don't seem shy of throwing challenges your way. I mean, you know, you won the middleweight title, you've been taking on all comers at middleweight, you then go up to light heavyweight, you win the belt there. You've had challenges at light heavyweight, and then they brought Brandon Vera down from heavyweight, the reigning heavyweight champion, to take you on. You beat him. You had Alan Angelani as well, who you took on in an open weight fight. Were these fights that you personally pursued, or were they fights that they came to you and said, we want to try things up, try mix things up here and give you something different?
Well, the first one with Alain was because the guy who was supposed to be the title contender had an injury or something like that, so they wanted to save the card as well. And so they said they presented him an opportunity, you know, the winner of Alain, and it was the Japanese guy. And they said, would you do a super fight? And I said, yeah, of course. You know, I'm always down for a scrap. And then with Brandon Vera, I knew he wanted he wanted to be a champ, and he wanted to, wanted the light heavyweight belt. And it's an opportunity for me, you know, to fight a big name person. And so like they were the one that presented the opportunity. It's not like I wanted to go up and fight these guys. And I took full advantage of it, you know, because I know what I'm capable of. So any super fight that they're open for, I'll take it, you know.
I know a while back when Martin Nguyen held two titles, he was gunning for a third one. He was thinking about trying to get himself down and win a third one at bantamweight. Given that you've got this win over Brandon now, and also the fact that you fought another heavyweight in Alan, is there something on your to-do list to eventually move up to heavyweight and challenge Brandon at his weight class? You gave him a chance at your belt. Is he going to return the favor for you maybe later this year, maybe next year, depending on how schedules work out?
Physically, I know what I'm capable of. Like I have a lot of heavyweight training partners, and for me, heavyweight's not ideal. I'm like 6'1", walk around like 215, 210. So ideally, heavyweight's not the way to go. And I don't want to, to be honest, I don't want to hold up the promotions, weight classes. If I was, I want to be able to take on all contenders, and I want for me, the point of having 3 belts and not be able to defend it doesn't make any sense to me, if I have the 2 belts right now, I'm physically healthy and I can take on all contenders. It's okay for me, but ideally, for my body type, middleweight is ideal. And for the longevity of my career, middleweight is ideal, So for me, it's not too much of a, that's not what wakes me up in the morning, to go after a 3rd belt. What wakes me up in the morning is to become the best mixed martial artist that I can be, and to become the best, champion that I can be, and to take on all contenders at my weight class. So for me, my goal is to be the most dominant, champion that I can be.
And you say that being a dominant champion, when you sort of look maybe 12, 18, 36 months down the line, do you have any remaining goals on, you've already won 2 world titles, you're a national hero, you're a world champion for a major promotion in the sport. What's left on the the MMA bucket list for the Burmese Python?
You know, keep going, keep learning, keep growing as a person, keep growing as a mixed martial artist, and just be a better mixed martial artist, and be a better representative of MMA that I can be. And like my eventual goal is to create world champions from Myanmar as well. From my home country, and hopefully go back home and open up like a gym or like a training team. So that's my goal, to create more world champions from Myanmar.
That's brilliant. Aung, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Hope everything's going all right over there, and looking forward to seeing you back in there, hopefully at the end of May.
Yep, at the end of May or June. Next fight's gonna be amazing. I promise you guys that, because I've been training hard. During this time off, I've been doing 2 a days and training 6 days a week. So I'm gonna be good for the next one.